Hello everybody and welcome back to Expert Examiner IELTS. My name is Glyn and in this video we are going to do a writing check. Again, we have an IELTS Task 2 academic essay, so let's check it out. Alright, so to begin we are going to read the question to understand what kind of question it is and also to understand the theme. Foreign visitors should pay more than local visitors for cultural and historical attractions. So it's should, meaning it's better than, or there is a ethical or moral obligation, or it's a good idea, but okay, foreign visitors should pay more than local visitors for cultural and historical attractions. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this opinion? So, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Better to pick one side. Either you agree or you disagree. It makes it much easier. The structure is quite simple. In the opening paragraph, we should have some background information about the situation, some reference to the question, and also I want to see the candidate's position. I want to know in the introduction if they agree or disagree. After that, body paragraph 1 will be reason 1 why they agree or disagree. Body paragraph 2, reason 2 why they agree or disagree. Conclusion will be a summary of the points that the candidate has made and maybe some other short comment. But let's see if that's what we get from this candidate. A lot of individuals believe that international tourists, foreign visitors, international tourists, fine, have to pay, not have to pay. It's not that they believe that they have to pay, it's that they believe that they should have to pay. So, a little bit different. Have to pay more money for cultural and historical sites. They are not paying for the cultural and historical sites. They're paying to see or to enter or to walk around the cultural and historical sites. So they're not paying for the sites. So this have to is also a bit strange. Anyway. However, good signposting language, possibly. Some people argue that it is not fair to... Okay, but you're introducing arguments here. I don't know if we should really introduce arguments in the introduction, but okay, it is not fair to them. Well, them is doing a lot of work here, so, you know, we have sites. Are we talking about sites, historical sites, cultural sites? Probably not, probably talking about tourists, but this pronoun isn't a very effective reference. Anyway, in this essay, I agree. No. In this essay, I will explain why they should or why they shouldn't, or this essay will discuss why they should, why they shouldn't. But in this essay, I agree. It's far too basic. Oh, I agree with the first view. Okay. And I will give some arguments to support my judgment. Okay, of course you will give some arguments to support your judgment. We don't say that in academic essays. In the introduction to academic essays, we don't say, I will give some arguments to support my judgment. That's not what we write in academic essays. Okay. All right, so now we know although we know the candidate's position, that's good. We know that the candidate agrees that tourists, foreign tourists or international tourists should pay more. So now I'm hoping that we get 2 paragraphs that explain the reasons why they should pay more. From an overall perspective, what does that mean from an overall perspective? I don't know what that means from an overall perspective. There are numerous benefits of charging... Okay, but we don't want to say there are numerous benefits. We want to begin with a nice, simple topic sentence that tells us one reason why they should pay for it. So there are numerous benefits of charging a higher rate. So we have an article mistake. Charging a higher rate from tourists who came from other countries. Tourists from other countries, maybe, came from other country, and other country, that's grammatically very weak. Other with plural nouns, another with single nouns. Okay, to begin with. Yeah, but we don't want all of this to begin with here. We want start Start the paragraph with an argument. Explain. Start the paragraph with an explanation of why foreign visitors should pay more than local visitors. But okay, to begin with, to reserve and maintain a tourist spot, it needs... We don't have a subject here, so we can't use it because we don't have a subject. So this pronoun is faulty. It needs a lot of money. Maybe something like reserving and maintaining a tourist spot requires a lot of money. Anyway, by taking an entry fee from spectators who come to see the serene beauty. Okay, this is totally irrelevant language. We don't need this serene beauty and picturesque landscape. No, it's an academic text. You're not writing a brochure. You're not writing a leaflet for tourists. You're writing an academic essay. We don't want this colourful language of the place. The authority gets... Okay. By taking an entry fee from spectators who come to see the serene beauty and picturesque landscape of the place, the authority gets a handsome amount of funds from them. Again, who is them? Who is them here? Spectators or places? Gets a handsome amount? Okay, it's a little bit informal. I don't like this get. A handsome amount seems a bit conversational, and it's not sure from them who them is. In addition, the foreign visitors needs, so you have a plural noun, visitors, with a third person singular verb, needs. That's a mistake. The foreign visitors needs to spend a good amount. In addition, the foreign visitors needs to spend a good amount of money because they come to these spots for a short time, and most of them, comma, shouldn't be a comma here. Most of them, comma, are not frequent visitors, should be full stop here. That is why they have to charge more. Who? The authorities? It's not clear who this pronoun refers to. So the argument isn't very clear. Because foreign visitors are not frequent visitors, they have to charge more. I don't think you've done a good job of explaining this argument. In Bangladesh Central Museum, comma, the entry fee for foreigners is around 200 taka, whereas the fee for local people is only 30 taka. Okay, but this is only an example of something that is. It's not an example of something that should be, or it's not an explanation of why it's a good thing. So this example does nothing to support the argument. Okay, maybe we'll do better with argument number 2. On the other hand, this isn't a two sides essay, right? This is agree or disagree essay, or to what extent do you agree? Now, you've said that you agree that foreign tourists should pay more, and so we want more reasons why. We don't want on the other hand here. Some individuals believe that the local and international tourists should pay the same amount. To enter any cultural and historical attractions. Okay, now you're showing the other side of the argument as if it were a balanced essay. Sometimes we have balanced essays, right? Discuss both sides and give your opinion. This is not that kind of essay. So the candidate is showing me here that they don't know the different kinds of IELTS questions, or they don't know how to respond. This one is, to what extent do you agree or disagree? You've said that you agree. Body paragraph 1, reason 1 why you agree. Body paragraph 2, reason 2 why you agree. There are other ways of doing it, but that's the simplest way. So all of this paragraph, unfortunately, is going to be irrelevant. First of all, the tourists are our guest. Tourists, plural noun. Guest, singular noun. Problem. So we have to show them respect, and we should be friendly and cooperative. You can be friendly and cooperative and still charge them a higher amount. So this point is not relevant. Furthermore, good signposting language. Cool. Furthermore, They are the contributor to our GDP, and they help our economy to grow. Good. Why full stop there? I really don't know why there's a full stop there. So the importance of foreigner, plural noun of foreigners, is very significant. Okay. Sure, but why is that? How is this connected to charging them more? I don't see. For example, in Nepal, they show respect to the people who visit their country. That is an isolated point. It means nothing. You don't explain what showing respect is, and you don't explain how it's connected to charging them more or not charging them more. The government of Nepal implements some law for them, which helps a lot to all of the international spectators. I don't know what an international spectator is in this context. Do you mean like a sightseer or a tourist or something like this? I don't know. In every tourist spot, they shows. I show, you show, he shows, she shows, it shows, we show, they show. So candidate doesn't know present simple, unfortunately. In every tourist spot, they shows equality for everyone. Again, it's not connected to... It's kind of connected, but not directly connected. Okay. In conclusion, the conclusion is a little short here. In conclusion, show equality. I think showing equality, when the verb is the subject of the sentence, we usually use the ing form, right? Going to the beach is fun, or showing equality is a good idea. Show equality for everyone is good. It's not academic. It's very, very basic. But charge more, again, charging more to foreigners has lots of advantages. Lots of is too informal. I think the pros of it can outweigh the cons. So poorly connected sentences here. We have sentence, 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 just three back-to-back sentences. And this is not do the pros outweigh the cons. It's not that type of IELTS essay. So there seems to be a mix here that the candidate isn't sure if it's a to what extent do you agree or disagree, or is it a discuss both sides and give your opinion, or is it do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Candidate seems to be between those three essay types. Okay, let's get to some marks then. Let's change that color. Let's have blue. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go task response. 5. I am aware of the candidate's position. I know a little bit about why they believe what they believe, but only a little bit. A lot of the information is irrelevant, especially that third paragraph. Okay, coherence and cohesion. So there are a lot of signposting language. There's a lot of signposting language here that I can't quite make sense of. Like from an overall perspective, I don't know. I kind of know what that means, but I don't know why it's used here. On the other hand, we don't want on the other hand in this type of essay. We do get in conclusion. That's good signposting language. Very basic, simple stuff, but still it's effective. We get basic linkers like but. Starting a sentence with but is okay. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's okay. We have furthermore, fine. In terms of the overall flow and the paragraph structure, it's good that there are paragraphs. It's good that there is a 4-paragraph structure and there is a logical flow, but the logical flow isn't appropriate to the question type. And so, yeah, I think fluent coherence and cohesion, I think they may be enough for a 6. Maybe. No, I have to drop it to a 5 simply because there are so many irrelevant details. I think I have to drop it to a 5. Yeah, this using this Bangladesh Central Museum, does it really cohere to the question? Not really. People in Nepal, like the governments of Nepal looking for equality for all. It's kind of slightly coherent to the question, but not really. So yeah, probably dropping to a 5. Lexical resource. Okay. International tourists, fine. To support my judgment. Judgment is a bit strange here. There are a lot of oddly choiced words. Reserve and maintain a tourist spot. That's a good little collocation. Serene beauty is nice and picturesque landscape. It's just wholly inappropriate for this type of writing. So it's nice language, but it's not appropriate for academic writing. Some informal stuff like gets and lots of, that's a bit informal for academic writing in terms of vocab. Show respect to, that's good. Contributor to the GDP, that's good. So there is some good stuff in there. It's just that there are lots of inappropriacies. So for me, it's a 6. And grammatical range and accuracy, it has to be a 5. I don't really need to look at much. There is a variety of simple and complex sentences, that's fine, but repetitive mistakes with present simple, not a whole lot of grammatical variety, but I probably don't even need to look at that. The candidate shows repeatedly that they can't control the present simple, and so, you know, it's definitely not as bad as a 4, but it's not good enough for a 6. So easy enough to give a 5 for that. So overall we get 5, 5, 6 and 5. So we get 5.25 overall. Overall 5.25, which rounds down, of course, to 5.0, showing that the candidate has intermediate English. And this essay kind of looks like something I would expect from an intermediate, although they do show signs of some good vocab. Yeah, so what would I work on? What would I advise the candidate to do? Point number 1, learn about the different types of IELTS essay questions. We have a lot of different types. One structure works for one, but not for the other. The structures are mostly quite similar, but they are not the same. And so when you approach discuss both sides, or do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, or what are the problems and solutions, you have to know the structure to deal with each one of those essay questions. And it seems the candidate isn't aware of that. Understanding some academic language, at least knowing what type of language to avoid. And finally, some stuff with grammatical control, fine, that's weak, but also just understanding what it means to write an academic essay. What is an academic essay? What do we mean when we say explain an argument, or develop an argument, or support an argument, or give relevant examples as evidence for your argument? The candidate seems not to know exactly what that is. So the first, I'd say the most critical thing for the candidate here is to learn what it means to write an academic essay. Anyway, but still 5.0 intermediate, not too bad. Yeah, so if I hope you found that useful or interesting. If you have any comments, of course, please do leave them below. If you'd like a free practice IELTS speaking test, or if you'd like a free writing check, please do get in touch with me. Information is given below. As I've mentioned many times, I have a lot of requests right now. I'm trying to get through as many as possible. If I don't reply to you immediately, please don't send me 15-20 messages. I do read all of the messages that you send, and I try to respond to as many as I can, but please do be patient. Anyway, I'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much, and goodbye.